Boys, you will not believe what currently is happening in Diablo Immortal. Get this. Whales are mad that Diablo Immortal is being Diablo Immortal. Unbelievable, I know.
I'm kind of depressed right now. I realized today that basically all my friends have quit this game. The only
Are his friends smart for quitting the game or stupid because they stayed for so long? That is the real question.
person I really know left that's still playing this game is Valor. All of my good buddies IRL have quit, and let me show you this. And it's not like we literally just came off the longest running reign of being the Immortal, and people are bored than quitting the game. Look at this. Like my
For those of you who don't know what an Immortal is, it's essentially who has put in the most money into the game, because that's pretty much how it gets decided. They might as well honestly hold an event where each team can just put in money, and then at the end of the day, who has put in more money wins. It's essentially almost the exact same process, only a little bit faster, honestly, than the current one in the game.
warband's completely dead. Okay, if you look at the actual clan, it's just as depressing. And I wanted to talk about today, like why when we ended being the Immortals on a W, right? Why is everyone quitting? And it's not just me. It's my
It has nothing to do with ending on a win, by the way.
friends, people that are committed in the game, people that built the clans, even like people don't want to play the game anymore.
No shit.
I was trying to figure out why, and I realized it's because we were Immortals. What I want to talk about is the fact that Diablo Immortal, Immortal in the name, is built upon the cycle of strife. You are supposed to become an Immortal. That is supposed to be your encouragement for playing the game. You're supposed to climb the ladder, cutting the throats of the other shadows on the way.
What the fuck is this guy even talking about? Diablo Immortal's principle was pretty much simple. You play the game, and then there's you actually put money in the game and you have fun. But at some point, you can't. You have already bought everything, so there's no more real fun to be had. That's the fundamental problem with Diablo Immortal. Single player progression without paying in Diablo Immortal will probably take you close to 10 years to even come close to actually finishing the game. Even with all their updates that increase the crest amount that you get, the value that you get for X and Y, you're still gonna need multiple years to actually reach the level of anyone who even pays like $50 a month. That's the fundamental problem with the game, nothing else, really.
There, creating drama, getting to the top in order to get the big juicy rewards. The problem is that whole thing is built on a house of cards, because when you're at the top, the rewards are not good. They're actually straight up not good. I'm going to give you just one
That's that is classic Diablo Immortal, boys.
such very simple example. If you actually go and look at this, you can see this yourself right now in game. Go to the Deeds of Valor badges. What you're going to notice is that it takes very good rating when you're the Immortal to get an 8%. Very good. If you have Exceptional, it's 12%. But look, you have to be the Immortal, which means all the Immortals can't do this. Only one person could have this badge. For instance, me could have the 20% badge if I...
Okay, so this system is genius because it essentially works like this. You pay money to acquire power. And when you acquire power, you can get these tiers, because no one who is not paying money is getting these tiers. So essentially, this allows you to just stomp people harder by paying more money. It's literally genius. Well played, Blizzard.
I had all Exceptional at the same time. I have 3 Exceptional, 1 very good, right? I could have been 20%, but only one person gets that. All 300 people are locked out to only getting this, meaning they're for the Valor badges, there's zero reason for them to have Exceptional rating at all. In fact, I had the guy messaging me. He's like, hey, I have Exceptional in 3. I'm trying to get the 4th Exceptional. Like, what can I do to buff this? I'm like, nothing. And not only that, but you're literally wasting your time. You're literally wasting your time, because being very good is the top Valor badge that is possible for the Immortal. That's just one example, okay? There's plenty of other examples.
So you're telling me that Blizzard literally completely shat up the game design. Well, I would honestly not be technically too surprised. But then on the other hand, didn't Blizzard completely outsource the creation of this game to some mobile game studio, if I remember correctly?
How about the fact that being an Immortal is a full-time job, because they actually force you into non-boosted dungeons every single day to do your activity? Doesn't make any sense. You have to do 4 random dungeons of boosted, of non-boosted, even if you want, and some of them could be boosted, but it's 4 random dungeons is my point here, in order to even get the daily activities. Now you might say, okay, well that's all great, but you get activity points for it and you get rewards for it. Yes, but all of the rewards are literally factually worse than if you had just gone and grinded yourself. For instance, the Vault. The Vault system's a nightmare. In fact, they said they're just...
Okay, I don't know the system, but currently to me it sounds like you are forced into content with other people. And the idea here sounds like, since dungeons suck and everything in Diablo Immortal sucks, the easiest way to make it less suck is to make it really, really fast. So if you push a veil with 3 free-to-play players, or retards as they should be called, then their dungeon grind just becomes so much faster. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense, right? You're following, right? So, considering the content in the game is so bad, the easiest way is to make it better is just make it faster, so people don't have to think about how fucking sad and bad the content is. So putting a whale who will just blitz and one-shot everything is a pretty decent idea from Blizzard, not gonna lie.
Just adding a queuing system like the Shadows have in the game, but the Shadows don't have a queuing system. We have a find party button, okay? So that's what we're going to have as the Immortals. I'm sure we're going to get a find party button, which does not fix the problem of actually queuing into the vault. So you have a full-time job of actually defending the vault itself. You have the full-time job of...
Imagine paying Blizzard so much money and doing this like a job still. Imagine that. Oh, that's just great. That is just karma.
Doing your daily activities and doing your dungeons, etc. Then, on top of it, the rewards are bad. Now, you could say, DM, you're wrong. Like, it's not just the Vault triple stat legendaries that you can choose from, which only some people get to actually have. The rest of the people who didn't get the activities or aren't officers, so they don't get bonus points or all those things, those people are just going to get kind of crappy legendaries, okay? So, that's one thing. The other problem with it as well is, let's say the Keon's Ordeo. It's like, well, you're wrong, DM. The Keon's Ordeo gives you legendary crest. Yes, but so does the Shadow War. You're losing the Shadow War legendary crest.
I have literally no clue of any of this garbage. But it's probably garbage, as I said. What are the chances that Blizzard has actually created an interesting system, a fun system of something to do? Not just, gave people just random bullshit to do so they are preoccupied and can't talk about the game being shit.
And replacing them with the Keon's Ordeal. On top of that, only 30 people can enter a Keon's at a time, and you can only do 1 a day. So you can't reward the top players who are carrying you by doing multiple a day to get multiple legendary crests or anything, okay? What ends up actually happening is everyone gets just about the same amount of legendary crests as you literally do from the Shadow War. You get maybe 1 extra one a week or something like that. It's really not a lot. Now you could say, okay, there's the Hilts Trader. You're right, there is the Hilts Trader, and we do get more Hilts as the actual Immortals. But the Hilts Trader doesn't have anything game-changing in it. Not enough that when you are not an Immortal and you are a Shadow, you're thinking, I can't wait to unlock that Hilts Trader rewards. Who has ever thought that in this game? Nobody. It does not matter. The rewards do not matter.
Yeah,
so what we actually have is a
lost.
cycle, which I actually think is a cool, well-designed cycle. The drama of it, the perspiration, the people fighting each other in the arena, the backstab, the betrayal, climbing the, chaos is a ladder, right? You have all of this cool shit, but then you get to the top and your victory is completely hollow. Because even as the longest reigning Immortal on the server, I can tell you...
That's why they say it was the journey, not the destination. The journey is always better than the destination. That's just the reality of it. Ask any EVE Online player, was the journey better than the destination? They will 100% agree. Even, almost everyone always agrees. The destination should always be unreachable. The journey should be the concentration point. Too bad you can't do it in a game that doesn't exist.
Being immortal does not matter. So what you have to do in this game is realize that the game is built around just building your individual character to try to get as strong as possible so that you can win the strife, but then you get to the top and it doesn't matter literally anyway. So what ended up happening to me is we get out of the Immortals, everyone experienced what being an Immortal is like, has now the full complete picture of what the game is and then quit because they do not want.
Imagine you need to understand the game fully on a primal level. You need to understand 100% of everything, how it's coded, how it happens, how it works, every minute detail, everything. Just to understand the game shit. Imagine it takes you that long to understand that you're not really playing a game.
To redo it again because it's not worth it, and I can't argue against them that it is worth it. You get a cool cosmetic, which goes away after you're the Immortal again, and
Obvious. I mean, at this point, that should be expected. That any kind of reward is just temporary.
there's not a reward for being an Immortal like the second time. There's no additional rewards. There isn't an accumulative stat.
So this is how the Immortal thing works. You get a cool cosmetic, so it's a one-of-a-kind thing, so everyone wants it. The way to win these matches is to pay money, because the more money you pay, the stronger you become. So, if you lost to these guys previously, you can just pay money until you're at the point when you can win against those guys. Because let's face it, when you have absolutely no skill involved in the gameplay, just press random 5 buttons and then see what happens, and someone's probably usually already dead. Then all that matters is that you have bigger stats than your opponents who are doing this garbage. Okay? And that's pretty simple. You pay more, you win. Now it's the enemy's turn to pay more again and take it back from you. It's a never-ending Genius Ouroboros style cycle.
On your character where it's every time you become an Immortal, you're gaining 5% permanent magic fine that can help out free-to-play people or anything like that. There's none of that.
A free-to-play person. I mean, trash. Trash is never going to become immortal. The unpaying plebeian race is never going to even dream of getting immortal, okay? That's just not happening.
You were an Immortal temporarily. You temporarily got some bonuses for X amount of weeks, and now you have to slave away for a month straight to go back in and hope to God you have enough tier 3 wings in your clan to win you the Cycle of Strife. And even if you do, it doesn't matter anyway, because the actual best thing you get out of being an Immortal is the Immortal Chat that allows you to talk to all of the clans at the same time, like the Shadow Chat. That's the cool.
Wait, so the winner that pays the most money now has the opportunity to flex about the fact that he has spent the most money to other people who wish they have spent as much money. That is genius. That is beyond genius, actually.
Coolest thing about it. I'm not making this up. That is what every single player that I have talked to liked the best about being the Immortals was the Immortal Chat system. So there's not a reason.
Well, yeah. Pay to play is, well, pay to win, not play. Pay to win is fundamentally about ego. So, having something that forcefully displays on absolutely everyone who wants to be exactly like you is kind of really good and coveted reward, honestly, if you think about it. Because people want that. People are playing Diablo Immortal not because it's a good game. There's almost no game, honestly, there. They're playing it because they want to be the best. And since they don't have the real-life skill to actually be the best or nowhere even near there, honestly, paying to win is, like, what these people want. And the ability to flex that you have paid to win more than everyone else when everyone is on the same page that you're literally just paying to win, that's kind of a great reward for people like that.
To get anything other than just very good on your badges, which is encouraging not playing. There's not a massive reward payout in terms of progressing your character that actually individually matters. There's no accumulative bonuses that continue on your count that will actually reward you for what you're doing.
You know what actually would be absolutely insane? Blizzard, hire me, pay me dividends, because what if you had a reset option for characters? When you get X power level, you can reset your character and you begin with 5% more stats than default. you know? And that 5% is additive at the very end. So, if you end with 5,000 power, you press the reset button, you instantaneously, at the end, you're gonna always have that plus 5%. And you can reset again, and that's another plus 5%, so that's 10% when you reach some certain level of criteria in the game. That would be so genius. You could milk these people literally dry. You could force them to put their houses in foreclosure. They would go to banks. They would fucking rob people. Blizzard. I think I deserve a slice of this pie because this is genius. Without question, pure genius. How many people would do that? Everyone would do that. Oh, it would be glorious.
There's no permanent cosmetics to what you did, and there's no reason once you've seen what the Immortal is and experienced it once to do it again. So what actually ended up happening is all of my good friends that I enjoy playing with, we got what we wanted. We did the longest reign of the Immortal. They're like, that was kind of cool, but I don't want to do it again. It's like, have you ever done like a really big jump on a dirt bike or something? Like, whoa, like that was awesome, but I'm not doing that again. So it was scary, a lot of work. That's what happens. And unfortunately, as of today,
Cute cat.
I'm kind of wondering about the future because I've seen these mentions of server merges are coming, but it's like, is server merges really going to fix the problem? I've seen content creators
Obviously
since the very
not.
beginning of Diablo. I'm talking the very beginning of Diablo Immortal, the week into the game, all of them directly telling Blizzard being an Immortal is not worth it and needs to be buffed. And I'm seeing them listen to feedback of like, we need more legendary crests. So they buff legendary crests.
Bruh, are you fucking daft or something? They're not listening to feedback. They understand it. For people to spend more money, all the legendary, all the high tier in-game options need to be really good, and there needs to be a lot of them. They're fucking not listening to your feedback, you idiot. They fucking know that they need to do it so people play the game and spend money. It's literally called progression. Holy fuck, these delusions.
They give the warbands the eternal ones. They make the treasure golems drop legendaries. I'm seeing them listen to feedback, but not listen to the feedback that being an Immortal is literally not worth your time. It is a status symbol. It is for fun. That is all it is. And we could argue that's the point of these games. They're for fun, sure, but there's an argument to be made. Becoming the Immortal is more fun than being the Immortal, which for me...
Okay, in this context, it's literally the same fucking thing. And though becoming the Immortal and being the Immortal are indistinguishable because both means that you are it. Shit.
Personally, that's where the problem lies. Because if getting there, if the journey is better than the destination,
Imagine saying that the journey of just swiping your fucking credit card a bunch of times over and over and over again is enjoyable. Imagine saying that. Just contemplate for a minute. What does that mean? That you find it fun to just give a company a bunch of money? That's the journey that you want to take? That's the thing? Oh my god.
Destination does not mean anything, and the entire strife cycle of it becomes hollow. In my personal opinion, Blizzard, it is time to buff being an Immortal so that people want to do it, which will increase activity in the game, increase the drama that you want between clans, because people are going to be more incentivized to become the Immortal, and will increase daily logins for activities in order to get marks as a shadow. It will also increase the Immortal logging in and decrease the feeling of a job that does not pay. In my personal opinion, this is well past due and is extremely damaging to the active player count and is what is partially subtly killing the game. This is, in my opinion, killing the game more than almost anything else, and it's something people don't really talk about because it's kind of a very...
Imagine there's multiple things killing your game. Usually there's like... Usually when you're talking about decent games, not even good games, but decent games... There's usually this one thing that suddenly arrives and it slowly starts to kill the game. But imagine having the luxury of picking and choosing which one of these 20 things that doesn't work, that everyone hates, that is literally a money grab, is the biggest problem that's killing the game. Imagine having that much luxury.
Diluted topic that you have to actually experience in order to understand. Take it from me, being an immortal is not worth the effort to become one. Instead of just complaining, I'm going to give you one example in 15 seconds here that would immediately buff the Immortals. What about in the vault, instead of legendary items, or in addition to legendary items, there's now set items. Oh wow, wouldn't that be interesting? There's less competition because I need a Shalbass ring, but he needs a Vithus belt. We're not all competing for exactly the same piece because there's no essence transfer on the set items. By the way Blizzard wants to do it, there's no essence transfer, so you have to pick the actual piece you need. Everyone's got random set pieces, so it doesn't even, you're not even competing with the other people. Everyone wins, and then also, oh, now I don't have to do dungeons for set items, and you make me do dungeons literally anyway in the activities for the Immortals. Makes perfect sense. It does not take a genius to figure out how to buff the Immortals without just giving it a monetary value. I'm not saying you have to ruin your economy of the game. I'm not saying you have to give everyone 50 legendary crests a day if you're in the Immortal. That will only...
Whoa, 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 what do you mean? That would... Dude, giving 50 legendary crests to people a day, that would actually equalize the playing field. Because that would significantly shrink the distance between whales and poor pleb retards. You know, because we're not gonna call them free to play. This is Blizzard mobile gaming we're talking about. They deserve a bad name, okay? Just deal with it. Imagine saying that shrinking this distance between each other is a bad thing. Imagine saying that that is gonna ruin your economy. Holy shit, boys. This is why I love these videos, by the way. They are just so wildly out there and delusional. It's mwah.
The Immortals a pay-to-win strength and resonance stronger, which makes them become the Immortal quicker next time. There's a cap on combat rating. All it would do is reduce the grind. It's not going to change the game. It's not going to snowball. It just makes the game easier and gives you a reason to become an Immortal. It takes me 30 seconds to think of this solution. This is just one of which. We need multiple solutions to make the cycle of strife actually important because, like I say, if the destination doesn't matter...
Also, this thing called the cycle of strife, I'm pretty sure that's something that Blizzard just randomly pulled out their ass, that this guy just didn't make it up or something like that. That most likely there was a blue post by Blizzard somewhere saying, we want the cycle of strife to be more important. And what is the cycle of strife? Well, we didn't pull this out of our asses like 5 seconds before making this post. No, obviously. And this is the cycle of strife. The best Diablo Immortal player crushes new update. Amazing. Diablo Immortal. I love these videos so much. I honestly think they're absolutely, without question, great. Well, anyway, that's pretty much it. Like and subscribe, boys. Like and subscribe.